Good morning, everybody. Can you... Oh, not this starting already. Can you see me and hear me? Thank you, Kim. We're going to start a couple minutes early. Thank you, Jill. Let me go back up to the front here. Will the person contact me regarding a new job offer, or is it about the job I didn't get a few months ago, and when? Will the person contact me? It looks like they're still in the process of making a decision behind the scenes. It does look like they're deciding between multiple candidates. It does feel like you're going to hear from them, but it feels like it's going to be a few more weeks is what I want to say. Page of Wands, self-exploration, going on a journey. It feels like it's going to be a few more weeks is what I'd say. But it does feel like you're going to hear from them. It may be that they're offering someone else it, and if they decline, or it could be deciding between candidates. What is my purpose in this life, and is my health good? To quite literally transmute your pain into purpose. So whatever part of your life was the most difficult to get through, it's making some kind of art out of that. It doesn't have to be literal art, but like making some kind of like rising back up in the ashes of what was sent to break you type energy. And is your health good? I feel like you're aware of some kind of change that needs to be made, and you're correct. It's some kind of preventative care or necessary alleviation of something that you're already aware of. Is the job I'm interviewing for this afternoon the one from your previous readings, or is it the one for me? It does feel like you're going to get offered this position, but I almost feel like they may drag their feet in offering it to you while you already have something else lined up in the meantime. With the Hierophant in reverse, I don't think this is the one that's going to be the job for you, but it may be something as like a temporary, Wheel of Fortune's reversed. It may be something temporary. There's something you're not seeing about it. You're not seeing that there's something that's going to actually be better. So I would say even if you get it, keep your eyes open for something else because there's something else better. Any messages from my dad? Been feeling stuck lately. Slow and steady wins the race. You're almost like manifesting more stuckness because of how stuck you feel, but you are getting in the right frame of mind to take steps forward. And the only thing that will prevent that from happening is if you convince yourself that you're stuck and talk yourself out of taking steps forward. You're in a state of like calm before the storm, but storm isn't bad in this case. It's more of like movement. So you're in the rest before the movement. Yeah, strength. You're in a process of overcoming and healing from whatever the last chapter had you endure. Remember me by the happy memories we created. I feel like he's guiding you to look at pictures of the two of you that may either give you more of a message or kind of help you self-motivate to make some kind of decision or change. Does my friend L who passed have peace? There was a process of a difficult life review here. I'm at peace now. I've flown into a more peaceful, independent state. I've broken free of what was previously trapping my mind. It feels like this person dealt with either a heavy childhood traumatic experience or some kind of major loss, either in this or a previous lifetime. The moon and death. Yeah, like I had to go through the emotions to be free of them. So I would say yes, peace now after more of an emotional life review. Not that that was a bad thing, just like a lot to take in, I guess, is how I'd word that. Why do I feel like my power is been given back to me? The Emperor. You made some kind of decision that you wouldn't have made in the past to show up for yourself differently and take action regardless of what other people felt about it. And with justice, that's what's ushered this in for you. I don't know why I'm lagging so bad. I have the internet people coming out soon. I think tomorrow. Did R feel the same spark I did? This feels like not recognizing what I have right in front of my face. Almost like you were sent to wake this person back up into their emotions and they're not ready to do that yet. Is it possible for that to happen as this person overcomes whatever blockage that's making them not emotionally available? Yes, it's like you lit the spark, but they're not recognizing the spark yet. So they need to heal whatever's blocking them from recognizing the spark that was lit, if that makes sense. Is Daisy proud of what I did yesterday? You took action in the right direction. This is like I was right there with you for your decision. So proud of you, I would say yes, very much. Surrounded by animals, loyalty would be the message with that card, if not directly animals, and happiness lies within the memories we created. Never forget. Any messages for my oldest son? Clarity is coming on how to complete the cycle. There's some kind of sign, synchronicities, alignment that's coming up that's going to bring in a better wave of energy here where there was previously disconnection or lack of fulfillment. The steps towards fulfillment are going to be shown. What do I need to know for the month of August? You're going to be taking a little bit of time to pull your energy back, either from everyone or from a certain group or a certain dynamic of people in order to heal from something. It's almost like this kind of feels like something triggers this to happen. Yeah, you're offered an opportunity. You're giving yourself the opportunity that you didn't take to fully heal before. So it feels like a little more of like pulling yourself back, not into isolation, but into like purposeful healing. Will my ex-husband receive his karma due in this lifetime? I would say at least not all of it, maybe some of it, maybe a preview of it, maybe like laying the foundation for it. Like, and by that, I mean, once you're in a low vibration, you're tempted with temptations that you're more likely to step into and thus creating more negative karma. So it's almost like, how bad are you going to make it? But this feels like in the next lifetime is when this really starts to take effect. Yeah. But it takes effect very strongly and quickly when it does take effect. Will my finances ever be good? There's some kind of action that you could be taking right now. Yeah, it's like, can it be? Yes, but it's going to require you to take some kind of action that you're not taking right now. I almost think this is like a thinking outside of the box type thing. The Hierophant reverse. some kind of change you're nervous to commit to, but needing it. It almost feels like maybe getting a side hustle or something that's going to maybe kind of wear you out temporarily, but in the long run will be what gets you back on track. One second, let me go to this list. New member, thank you. Pull a card for you. You'll never be placed in a storm you can't navigate yourself out of. The universe doesn't want you to break down. It wants you to break free. How does Riley feel about me? This is like someone to be admired, someone to be looked up to, but maybe someone who had a hard time at certain things that were beyond your control. I would kind of word this as someone who makes the best of a difficult situation, or someone who didn't let what they went through make them like what they went through. Yeah. You dealt with a lot in private and don't wear it publicly. Message from spirit guides, token, and song. We have a cup of coffee with the number 95 and motto by NF. NF, the moon. You're about to be like the emotional leader in some kind of situation. Almost like the underdog in the situation ends up being the mature one in the situation, if that makes sense. It, almost like people might not expect you to really be as vocal or as concise as you end up being, and it ends up really working out in your favor. Yeah, they don't expect this leap of faith from you. They expect you to be more guarded in this case. You're showing up for yourself in a different way here. Because motto is like, there's a part in the song, I don't need no introduction. You're about to make yourself proud of how you handle a situation that in the past you may not have shown up for yourself fully in. New member, thank you. One of these. Say this to yourself. Dear little me, you took on so much that was never yours to carry. We can set it down now whenever you're ready. Love me. A token, yeah. A cross with number 83. If you add 8 and 3, that's number 11. Communication, clarity. Is this someone who's passed, or? It feels like there's someone coming through kind of to help you with closure or help you with clarity on an unfulfilled ending. Almost like there was more to see, more to say, and you're left feeling lacking, but this person is coming through with some kind of communication. One more, and then I'm going to go back to the other list. I can hardly remember my name, so blank brain for a question, but anything my guides would like to say, yes. Stop being so hard on yourself here. It's almost like you're being put in slightly frustrating energies so that you learn to give yourself more grace, because there's something trying to come in for you. Page of Cups. The maturing of some kind of situation is trying to unfold, but it needs you to be in a receiving mode so that it can move forward. So give yourself a little more grace right now than normal. Let me see, where am I? Been feeling so tired lately. I take care of myself. Is it hormones or a health issue? Hormones. Health issue. No, it feels more hormones. I would still maybe get something checked out. It feels like something could be made better by some kind of action. The alleviation of some kind of like something that you don't realize is irritating you in some regard. So I would say this almost feels like an allergen test or like something that you're taking in that might not be working for you specifically, but might not be something that's necessarily harmful, if that makes sense. But it does feel like there's something hormone related that's going on. Any messages for me? You're meant to be kind of situation. It's almost like you've said all you can say, or you've made your point. How do I word this? You've made your point, and your point was made correctly, but it's falling on deaf ears who aren't ready to hear it. So there's kind of this need to not feel like it's something that you need to be doing more or differently, but just understand that you've done all you can in this situation to bring as much clarity as possible. It's just the other party doesn't want to see what you are presenting clearly. Will I conceive within the next year? I wouldn't say within the next year, but I do feel like something is heading in that direction. I'm just not feeling as though the next year is the time frame. Almost like there's something to be balanced or healed that would make this the best scenario possible. Yeah. Almost feels like a need to start to really get something that's imbalanced back on track before going forward with it so that you have the best possible time with it. I don't know if it's like body wise, finance wise, something like that. Almost like it's being held a little bit until that particular piece of your life is ready, if that makes sense. Did grandfather send download to help me connect to familiar? From the star, so from that realm coming out of the cloud, but it's upside down. So sending a download, I would say yes. What's the reasoning? Just an offer of love. Why do I keep having intrusive thoughts about a toxic ex and hearing songs in my head that make me think about him? It feels like this person is intending to cut the cord. And almost like the energy that was stagnant is almost like if you stir a cup up, like it's being stirred up as this person is intending to cut the cord, is what this feels like. Yeah. See how she's like summoning, like, okay, like you're also ready to cut the cord. And it just feels like that's in the process of happening, if that makes sense. Almost like because that person is thinking about you with the intention to cut the cord, you're being shown why you want this cord cut as well. I guess if that's kind of how to word it. I'm having trouble losing weight. What is causing this to happen? I work out regularly and careful about what I eat. Swords in reverse. Something you're unaware of yet that needs to be put. So this is like giving and receiving. So I'm wondering if it's saying either needing to increase the caloric deficit, so redivvying up macros, almost like finding the perfect balance for your body, because it feels like something's out of balance that's causing your body to want to hold on and store instead of release. So it's almost like maybe there's not enough of one macro and too little of another, or something to that effect. Yeah, it's like something that's causing your body to, like, when you're cold, this is snow, when you're cold, you like hold on tight. Your body's not wanting to release something. Almost wondering if it's possible to have like a dietitian evaluation just to get like a baseline, what would be my best macro dividing up of. Yeah, because that's what will help you best move forward. Getting whatever your body is not getting enough of is causing your body to hold on instead of release. But it almost feels like getting too much of something as well. So needing to fix that balance. Do I have any psychic abilities? Yes, but it feels like you need to really begin to set the intention to open them if that's something that you want to do. Almost like you are questioning if they're there or not, because needing to really set the intention to want to activate them. It'd be almost like they don't want to force themselves on you, is kind of what this feels like. You may have had an experience where you kind of freaked yourself out with it as a child, and intended to shut it off or intended to suppress it until you were ready. So now it's needing to like set the intention, okay, I'm ready if I want to activate and open this up. So yes. Any messages or guidance from my spirit team? There's a conversation that can't be avoided. Almost like hoping that something could be swept under the rug to avoid some kind of uncomfortable conversation, but the uncomfortable conversation is going to need to happen. You are going to have to, I hate like saying take the high road or be the bigger person, but like you're the one who's going to have to emotionally pull the situation forward because the other party is not in the right state of emotional availability, but the conversation still needs to be had. Yeah, King of Cups upright, Queen of Cups in reverse. You're going to have to be the one to take action to have the tough or uncomfortable conversation. My daughter's father's unsolved unaliving anniversary was on the 21st. Any messages from him for our daughter? One second. Imagine by John Lennon. There's a feeling of struggling with grief here, like the bouts of grief or the moments of like almost like feeling like a water balloon has bursted in her chest at times, like is the feeling that I'm kind of getting. Like that's okay to let that all out. It's okay, and that she'll be supported as she does. She doesn't have to try and be strong for everyone else. Death, about his death. It feels like his message to her is a reminder to lean on you because you're able to support her through those bubbles of emotions. Am I frozen? Maybe that was like a confirmation from him. He wants to tell her that there's no emotion that you cannot help her through. Tears cleanse the soul and my mind is free. Why is everything frozen here? One second. Okay, let me scroll to the bottom. Can someone confirm? Oh, I was frozen. Am I back now? Okay. Yes, I'm back now. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know. That could be his energy coming through very strongly. Tears cleanse the soul and my mind is free. This is still back for. I don't know if I'm able to find that now. One second. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Tears cleanse the soul and my mind is free. I'm hoping you heard the rest of that. If not, send me an email and I will look back and try to remember it. But the message was for her that there's no emotion that you cannot help her work through. Okay, back on track. New job is coming soon, according or sales in retailers. I think you mean accounting. I'm going to word it as that. I feel like the sales in retails is the better option. It feels like there's a lack of opportunity for growth, and it may be longer to get your foot in the door or take longer to get to the pay rate that you need to be at. It feels like with the retailers, there's more of an opportunity for growth and maybe quicker to get that opportunity to begin. Have I made progress with parents agreeing to bring Clara home? I don't know if I'd say progress, but more of like now I'm thinking about it. I haven't really moved my puzzle piece forward yet, but I'm at least thinking about if I should. Yeah. I'm starting to see something from a different perspective. I want to say there's one specific thing you said that's making someone not be completely against it now. So I haven't made progress forward, but because of one thing you said, I'm not all the way at a no. I'm fighting in my mind about what to do now. Haven't made progress, but I'm at least aware of a decision that needs to be made. Trying to see if there's anyone I did not get yet. Is my soon-to-be ex-husband really serious about his regrets of how he's been in our marriage? Should I consider him again or keep pursuing my new friendship? Is he really serious about regrets? Should I consider him again? Keep pursuing my new friendship. I'll say this. It feels like he's really serious about feeling like he made very poor choices that led to the falling out between the two of you. And there's this bit of, I could show up differently. I could fix the way that I'm perceived, but it doesn't feel like that would be the reality. So like I intend to show up differently, but I'm not actually able to do that long term. And it feels like you know that. I feel like if you consider him again, it will be short lived if there's any changes that are what you needed them to be. So I feel like it's better for you to move forward. Yeah, it's almost like you're it's almost like a ticking time bomb. You'll constantly be worried about like, okay, when is this change going to end? I know it's going to go back to how it to be. It feels like you'll be living in a perpetual cycle of that. I'm going to go to these. Is stagnation healed? 2 info downloads song, please. Go back to the other playlist. Heads Will Roll by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. King of Wands in reverse. Is stagnation healed? I would say you're working towards that. You're making changes that will almost like this. Okay, so there's opportunities that are coming for you to make decisions that continue to cut that cord of stagnation, but it's like you need to wait for these things to naturally unfold. So as they come, you're making the right decisions. There's nothing you can do to speed it up. It's almost like there's certain opportunities that you still have to further speed up or further continue, like getting more ground, but you need to wait for those things to slow and steady wins the race, but you're making the right decisions at the right when they come up to make those decisions. A message from my guides. The worst of the situation is over, and whoever it is that has recently or is about to come into your life, it's almost like you will or have been questioning, is this person just a test, or is this another cycle of the same energy in a different person? It's not. You can trust this person with whatever their role is going to be. It's not a repeat of a past cycle. What are Josh's feelings towards me? Feels like this is someone who's going to tell you what you want to hear in order to get what they need from you. It feels like this is someone who's not really all the way seeing your value. And there's some kind of like, I tell you what you want to hear, and then I'm not able to produce what I say I'm going to. King of Cups, I'm using emotions to get what I want here. Temperance in reverse. I don't feel like this is the best energy for you to be pouring yourself into. It feels like there's something better for you. What is the most prevalent way that I receive downloads or messages from my guides? You receive clarity as you're pouring yourself out for others. So there's this feeling of like, when you're focused on what others need from you, you're able to channel in what that could be, if that makes sense. And then you learn more about like the Morse code that your guides use through doing that. So it's not really the only way or the way you get downloads and messages, but it's like the way that you learn about how you're already receiving other messages, if that makes sense. Yeah, justice. Things are being rebalanced. It's almost like you're being taught the blueprint of your reception of downloads, because there's this previous like shifting of perception, and you're learning to perceive in a new way. So it's like as you not necessarily pouring out for others, but as you are engaging in activities that are external and your active mind is quiet, your subconscious is able to come through with those messages. I'm gonna do about 3 more and then go back to the other list. Is my leadership at my job setting me up in a trap to then use for termination? I would say something like that would not surprise me. Somebody almost, it feels like either someone's trying to cover up for their own bad decision by like stepping on someone else to get ahead type of thing, or there's some like, I don't want you to take my job type thing. There's something here. Yeah, the Fool in reverse. I would be careful. It feels like that's not unlikely. Any messages on what it is that I need to focus more on? healing the money wound so you can view yourself as worthy and embark or engage in some kind of collaboration or some kind of like mixing of the elements. So like a talent plus a business idea, or like a skill and a connection that you have. It's like two things are trying to merge together, but you need to be able to see yourself as worthy of receiving what's trying to come in for you. And there's some kind of wound that's preventing that, some kind of money wound. So focusing on maybe like subliminals or affirmations to start to rewire that part of your psyche so you can be in receiving mode for that opportunity. I'm going to do one more and then go back to the other list. Messages from Martin Lee Anderson. Why me? You can see clearly how something that was missing plays a big role in why things did not unfold like they needed to. You're the missing link that's able to recognize the missing link because for some reason you have a life experience that relates to something that would make you have an eye for what's missing. Feels like evidence wise, or like timeline wise, evidence wise. Freedom in reverse, digital, and trash. Disposal of some kind of evidence. Something that was blocked from coming out because some kind of evidence was missing or disposed of. Is my youngest daughter in a bad relationship? It feels like there's definitely an imbalance. One's an overgiver, one's an overtaker. It feels like she's overgiving and the person on the other side is happy to overtake. Yeah, that's her. I would say it's a learning experience, but there's certain red flags that she may be ignoring that later she's not going to be able to ignore as easily. It feels like she does end up either giving some kind of like, you need to fix this or I'm done, or eventually walking away. But there's some kind of like coming to a, we need to make a change or walk away type of thing that will eventually come. Any messages for me? There's some kind of conversation that you're worried about having that's going to go better than expected. Or it could be a conversation that you don't see coming yet and you may be nervous about as it begins. It feels more like you already know about it though, High Priestess. It's an unexpected opportunity for healing through some kind of discomfort in communication. Trying to see if there's anybody didn't get yet. What can you tell me about the tear overflow I had this morning? Psychic attachments and mother wound. If this is not a direct mother wound, then a lack of nurture wound, some kind of abandonment wound, some kind of feeling like I'm sick of having to prove that I am who I say I am type thing. Psychic attachments, it's some kind of like your brain is hyper focused on it and unable to let it go type of thing, because it's trying to come to the surface to be healed. Mystic reads, I don't know if I see your first one. I see that I get skipped again at 10:14, but I don't see anything above that from you. don't see. Let me go back to this list for a minute. Oh, I did that one. Let me pull one more card. I wish I had told you more often how much I love you, and I had to leave that way. The closure of some kind of soul path impact decision. Like I needed to make that kind of impact. Message for August for me, Leo. What will the Lionsgate 888 portal bring? Well, there's 8 stars here. This is an outpouring of love, and judgment is reversed. This is an opportunity at some kind of redo. Something you thought was final or done or out of reach is coming back around. At or around the 888 portal, you're getting, this represents the Holy Grail. So it's like you're getting the missing piece that helps you at some kind of redo. You're getting clarity on it. Medical issues with grand twins. Will Nova and Vivi be okay? I would say there's something that's not in the clear yet. It feels like there's going to need to be either some kind of prolonged care or maybe a little bit more of something than you initially expected. The Lovers is coming out, so I tend to believe for both of them. Grand twins, the Sun would be a yes. It feels like truth. I almost want to say a longer journey to healing than initially anticipated. Could I still get pregnant this year? I would say this year feels to be rushing something. I don't know if it's like bodily preparation, external life preparations. I feel like it's not this year. Yeah, that would be a lack of a victory. I feel like not this year. But as you fix the thing that needs to be in place for it to happen, I feel like within a year of that. How does the remainder of the year look for me? One more, and then I'm going to go back to the other list. Oh, I see your question. Mystic reads, you're still 2 down on the list. How does the remainder of the year look for me? It feels like there's something that's going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone that you don't see coming yet. But in doing so, it's going to help you rebalance out the scales. Almost like an opportunity you've been waiting for appears in a different way than how you would initially expect it to. But as you seize it, even though it makes you feel a little uncomfortable because it's not in the package you expected, is kind of what I'm getting. It helps you create some kind of positive change. Is Kay my divine counterpart, and are we meant to be together? Feels like the two of you have some kind of major karmic lesson to close out together. It feels like this is a soul connection that the first piece of it is the completion of some kind of lesson that the two of you need each other to kind of wrap up in. And it feels like how each of you handle your feelings about one another after the completion of that lesson will determine where this goes. It feels like it could go in 2 completely different directions where the two of you remain to have some kind of friendship, or it could remain as romantic, or it could be leaving some kind of impact on the world. I want to word it as like there's certain things that you need to discover each within yourselves through the connection between one another that then will allow each of you to make the decision where you want this to go. So are we meant to be together? The Emperor and Justice. I do feel like there's a significant portion of your lifetimes that are meant to be spent with the completion of this lesson and then the unfolding of what becomes between the two of you because of it. So I would say yes. But I'm not necessarily saying that's a forever thing. I'm saying it's a very important part of your life type. For you. Anger and resentment. Overcoming anger and resentment. It feels like the fixing of what didn't go right in your past connections. Why is this not working? I don't know why nothing is working today. Okay, well, anger and resentment is the card. Let me see if I can fix this again. Okay, sorry about that. Anger and resentment. I don't know what is going on with my computer. Ever since they worked on that pole outside of my house, nothing has worked inside my house. So the people are coming out hopefully tomorrow. Okay, where am I? Go back to this list. I would not send any more super chats after. There's 18 more right now. Jill is the last one that I'm going to take for super chats. Okay, we're down to where I was frozen the first time. One second, let me find my spot again. Will my nephew Scotty and his wife be chosen as adoptive parents to a baby? I would say yes, and it feels like either there's already been some kind of delay or there may be a longer waiting period than expected, but that doesn't mean that they're not getting approved. It's just the timing of things unfolding in the right way. So I do feel like they're going to, but I feel like there's something specifically that they're worried about that they don't need to be worried about because it's going to unfold as it needs to. My neighbor will be my future partner. I feel like there's going to be something that is a little more short-lived between the two of you, and then it like stops and then restarts. So the restarting feels to be on your terms. So we have something short. Maybe he ghosts you, or maybe they ghost you or something, or maybe there's like a mini falling out, and then we try and restart, but it's up to you. So I do feel like that's going to be a high potential to happen, but it feels like there's a little bit of time still. Should I start using my pendulum again? Will it be accurate for me? I feel like there's something else you're meant to be focusing on more. So you can get more comfortable with believing what you're receiving or trusting what you're receiving, almost like coming up with a method to confirm what you're getting. I don't know why this is not being clear. Almost like a method to confirm what you're getting. So maybe like pendulum in combination with tarot or some kind of oracle deck or something like that. Almost like the buck doesn't stop there. There's something else to make you more content with the answers you're receiving. Will I have an abundance of money coming within the next year? I would say no, not within the next year. There's some kind of move that you're not seeing yet that would help. Almost, this kind of feels like needing to take in some kind of side hustle or do something that may drain you energy wise, but give you the opportunity to alleviate some kind of debt that's holding you back from that financial stability. It feels like not this year though, or not within the next year. Messages from guides and token and song. What is that? That's an angel carrying a baby or a little child, and it's number 105. Weren't you just asking me about a case with someone coming through? And I said, because you'd be able to figure out the missing piece. So you're the earth angel that's bringing the missing piece to a puzzle. Yep. Earth. Earth woman. Worth, value. Star, because angel, star. Whatever you're doing now to help with that case is helping you get major what you're supposed to be doing. It's like you're starting to pivot in the direction of a passion that was unidentified before. I kid you not, the song that just started is Ready or Not. And that kind of looks like a moon, but it's a vault. So it's like you're opening the vault on some kind of passion or purpose type energy coming through. Token. Christmas bells, number 56. Christmas bells. This is some kind of gift increasing. Either a gift increasing or a loved one on the other side that's going to be making themselves known to you. Something that you thought was blocked ends up coming back through because of the intention you set for it to do so. Going back to the other list after this one. Has Daisy got a token and 2 songs? Christmas bells again. That one just came out, so let me grab one more. Christmas bells and a light bulb. Go to the other playlist. Whenever You Remember by Carrie Underwood. Oh, she's referencing a certain memory, maybe Christmas time or a holiday time. It's like, remember that whatever we did together. There's some kind of like message within that memory, if that makes sense, that would help you feel at ease. Are any of my current applications going to result into a perfect job for me? I would say it's one that you haven't applied for yet, so keep going. Yeah. I would say you're heading in the right direction, but there's more to see. Almost like apply for things that feel slightly outside of your reach. You may end up surprising yourself. Why does it bug my father so much when I tell my kids that I love them? Because he's not able to show vulnerability or emotion in that way. And it triggers the parts of him that he wants to hide when it comes to how he feels about himself. You being able to express emotion freely triggers the anger he feels in himself for himself not being able to do the same. What's the wound? Fear of the future. Almost like I'm fearing how people are going to remember me because I'm not able to be available emotionally in that way. Focus on building side hustle or find another part-time job. Are you able to do both? Would it throw you off too bad to do both? Almost like you shouldn't give up on the side hustle yet, but there needs to be something to restore the balance in the meantime until you're getting what you need to out of that. Yeah. If you had to choose one, I would say part-time job until you get a little nest egg and then focus on the other in some way. But my ideal thing would be don't give up on the side hustle completely yet. Keep your foot in that door. Any thought as to cause for health issues being investigated? Something yet to be seen. It does feel like you're going to figure out what this is, and it's going to be something that's an overload or too much of something. Like your body may be having trouble processing something. Disruption, unexpected change. Yeah. Hospital bed illness in reverse, a problem you can't avoid, surrender, exhaustion, trapped, confined, all in reverse. It feels like once you figure out what it is, there's I almost want to say like a simple solution for it, or at least a manageable solution or change. It feels like something that hasn't been checked into yet. Think of body not all the way able to process the load that it's taking in of something, or the amount that it's taking in of something. That could be something like insulin. That could be something like nutrition. It could kind of go either way. How will the month of August go for me? There feels to be an alleviation of some kind of debt or IOU. So like either someone who owes you something comes through with it, or you find some kind of way to lessen the burden of some kind of financial or something that needs to be changed that you didn't previously have the means to change. You start to recognize where that change can come from because you do some kind of out of the box thinking. My aunt is turning 88 on 8/8. I will be there with her to celebrate in my grandma's home that I am buying. Anything I should know? It feels significant. Justice, going into calmer waters, and connection. She's right there with you. It feels like this is more of you're going to recognize how much you're able to read the energy of a situation as it unfolds. Kind of like 8/8 portal energy. She's going to be very present there with you for this, and you already know it. So you'll be able to decipher what her messages means. I would say have a playlist handy with like at least 50 songs so that if you feel something, you have her identify what she wants you to know about that feeling. Yes, with the sun. Spirit orbs being right there with you. What future do you see for me and Nino? I feel the two of you are eventually going to go separate ways because it feels like Nino is not going to show up for you in the way that you need them to. And it feels like you kind of already expect this, know this, or have seen red flags or signs of this. It's not something that is out of what you view as a possibility. It does feel like you end up choosing yourself here, the Star, and it feels like that's the right decision. Any messages from my guides or the other side, and who? Your guides and someone who's passing you're still having trouble with. Your guides are with this person. It's like that person is helping your guides to get you to see something about yourself that would help you really move forward. It feels like imagine the energy of your guides in combination with the energy of someone who's passed that you knew in this lifetime that you are still struggling with their passing. Imagine them coming together to help you shift perspective on something right now that you're avoiding seeing about yourself. Judgment in reverse, judging yourself too harshly. There's an attempt to lead you towards self-forgiveness here from your guides and from that person that has passed. I have touched, hugged, or kissed you for comfort or reassurance. You're able to handle whatever it is you're avoiding. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get yet. Let me go back to this list because there's still 16. What is causing my Henry's hives, mold, in prime drinks? So 2 things that are working in combination with one another. It feels like that's not it. There is 2 things that are working in combination together, but it doesn't feel like it's that. It does feel like you're on track with something that you're taking in or ingesting, but not from that source. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So you're on the right track in that. Can work with law or money. Restlessness. Your purse or wallet in reverse. So something that you're purchasing or spending money on. I don't feel like it's that specifically, but it feels like something that you're taking in is causing a reaction in your body that maybe in combination with a medication or combination with environmental factors, something's like an internal allergic reaction to something that you're not recognizing. Oh, thank you. Let me pull one of these for you. Your path is more difficult because your calling is higher. Make it happen. Shock everyone. Going back to the other list after this one. Will grand twins Noah and Vivi be okay? Vivi has a small amount of water on the brain, and Noah has something going with his left eye looking like a bruise. So I did say in the last one a little bit longer of a healing time. It does feel like he may be okay a little quicker than her. Feels like there's something still that they need to uncover or discover about how to best help her. So it feels like his issue may take a little longer, but feel more hopeful more quickly. Whereas with her, there may be something that still comes out that feels difficult and takes a little longer than ideally would have liked. But it does feel like they're going to end up being okay. Yeah, the World, the Empress in reverse. It does feel like more care than expected is going to be needed to close out the cycle, but it does feel like they're going to end up being okay. Did Kay do what I think she did? Sneaky, trying to get away with something before someone can see. Either to step on someone else to get ahead, to take from someone else, to almost like I'm choosing me over you at your expense type of thing. So it feels like yes. Go back to the other list. Am I on the right path with my endocrinologist? I don't know how to say that. Doctor, and the recent medication change. Endocrinologist. I would say yes, but it feels like there's a need to be mindful of things on the outside as your body adjusts to it. So making sure maybe for example, if you're not that hungry, make sure you still eat. If you're forgetting to drink enough fluid and you need to drink a certain amount of fluid, make sure you set a reminder, get one of those like bottles that has the time on it. It's almost like there's some kind of challenge that you're not going to realize is a challenge unless it goes unnoticed and causes a symptom that's not necessary to have because it can be avoided. It feels like either with nutrition or hydration, like making sure you're keeping up with those things so that it can work in the way that it's supposed to. Almost like it doesn't let you realize something until it's gotten a little bit agitated. Yes, until it's been going on. So like if it's making you a little bit more dehydrated than normal or something like that and you're not noticing is kind of the example that I'm being given. But so yes, going in the right direction, but needing to be mindful of that. Hey, Jen. Thank you for becoming a member. Behind every strong person is a story that gave them no choice. Jen also does readings if you all would like to go check her out. She does true crime readings as well. Highly recommend. Oh, some of you already know her. Cool. Career path guidance for my daughter. Don't go with the first option. Allow yourself to kind of shop around. And it feels like that's not even just with like businesses. It's more of like, don't limit yourself to focusing on only one thing. Allow yourself to continuously evolve. It feels like there's a subconscious lid on her potential right now that needs to be taken off. Like don't sell yourself short. There's something bigger you could step into, and you don't need as much externally as you think you do. You already have most of what you need, essentially. I'm going to do 5 of these and then head back to the other list. What is the sound and sensation that I'm feeling in my head each morning? Have you been like... It's giving me the feeling of, when you are like at a high height and you have that feeling of like almost like ears kind of being plugged, or like weird feeling of popping in your ears. It almost feels like there's like pressure like that. Almost like if it was from like a very low key ear infection that you weren't realizing you had, like vertigo within the ears. I don't know how to explain that. A lack of balance in between the ears that's causing there to be this feeling of pressure, but it feels like it's coming from some kind of either it's literal or that's the feeling that you're getting because of spiritual downloads. Like it could be creating that funnel feeling literally for you as a gift activates, or it could be an ear infection. I can't tell which way it's going. Oh, both. You know those things that you can pour in your ears that allow like any gunk to come out? It feels like maybe doing that may help. It may not be an ear infection. It may just be like a buildup, but that could be the physical manifestation of the spiritual funneling in, if that makes sense. Message or song from my mother, Brenda. Oh, wrong playlist. I'm a Believer by the Monkees. It feels like there's something that you two spoke about, like what you hoped the afterlife would be like, or maybe she referenced what her version of heaven would be like. It's almost like she's coming through to confirm that's it. That's the picture that I want to paint for you to let you know that I'm okay is that specific thing that we talked about, the sun. Yes, that's specific. I'm shining light on the specific thing we talked about as a confirmation that I'm okay. Sometimes I move things around. Sorry if you find something missing. Life is a series of choices. Choose love. Moving you closer to love with a confirmation that she's okay. I'm a believer. Oh. She wants you to believe in some kind of hopefulness again. It feels like she feels like that's lacking for you. Needing to find a way to give yourself renewed hope. Thank you. Pull one of these for you. Oh. To truly change your life, look inward and get to know and love yourself. Heal the trauma and dense conditioning in your mind. This is how you get to the root. Internal changes have external impact. Let's see what root you're being guided to look into. Abandonment wounds. So we want to get to the root of abandonment wounds to be able to best move forward right now. What was I in my past lives? What was I in my past lives? Okay, we have abusive relationship, industry, and ritual sacrifice. Page of Swords. It feels like betrayed by someone very close to you, almost like I'm giving up you so I don't get in trouble. You are the get out of jail free ticket for me. It feels like you dealt with a deep sense of abandonment and a deep sense of betrayal. It made you kind of have to disconnect from yourself. So this life is all about having opportunities to reconnect with who you are beneath all of the layers of abandonment and trauma from that lifetime. Am I cursed or hexed? It feels like there's a certain ancestral type wound that it's almost like if there's one corner of your psyche that's in a lower vibration because of this wound that's weighing it down, it's like that is what's able to be attacked or like jumped on, if that makes sense. So it feels like intended emotional manipulation to try and activate a wound that you wouldn't all the way necessarily know is there, because it's not just yours, it's ancestral. So healing the wound, I guess I'd say it's not hexed as in someone put a hex on you, and not cursed, more of like a wound being used against you until the wound is healed, and then that can't be used against you, which would get you out of the feeling of being cursed. Because I do feel like it feels to you like you're cursed, and you're not wrong, but it's not that by definition. It's more of like a buried wound being used against you to try and stop you or prolong your forward progress. Lack of purpose in reverse. So the way that you work through the wound is finding your why, finding your reasoning, finding your purpose. Guilt and shame is at the root of it. So where does guilt and shame show up for you? Where did others project that onto you? And as you heal that, you break free from that vibration that's keeping those things happening. All right, let me go back to this other list. Oh, thank you, Jen. You be using my decks, and boy, do they talk. I love that. Anyone, this may be a good time to say this, anyone who's ordered the little mini Whispers deck, it's going to add an extra week to production because I'm no longer allowed to use the Trump image on the Trump card. I posted a video about that earlier. But in case anyone did not see it, add a week to the mini deck quoted time. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get on this side. How do my guides communicate the best with me? Trying to work on what I'm missing. When you get your active mind out of the way and allow space through either channeled writing, channeled drawing, it's like you set the intention and make some kind of, this is how you can come through. So it feels like right now it's intended more than subconscious. Like it requires you to focus on it and interact with it for the message to fully come through. Almost like you're given a piece and you're like, okay, I accept. And then the rest of the message comes through. So I would say mixing in either some kind of divination, some kind of musical channeling, almost like you get a sign or a feeling or a download and you need to confirm it with something for the rest of the message to then come through, if that makes sense. What do I need to let go of to grow spiritually? One second, let me change this playlist. A Little More by MGK. Need a little more love. There's something blocking self-love here. Moral injury in reverse, soul contracts, and lack of boundaries. You need to forgive yourself for someone that you let stay in your life past their expiration date. It's like you feel like there's anger or disappointment at yourself for the allowance of someone else to hurt you. It feels like repeatedly, but it's almost like you needed to learn the lesson in the way that you'd learned the lesson. And now you need to forgive yourself for what it took to have that wisdom. So focusing on showing up for yourself because you know you deserve it, as opposed to showing up for yourself just as a feeling of necessity. It's like you have to do it because you know you're deserving of it, if that makes sense, especially when it comes to boundaries. What's an earworm? Significant to that ear one that whoever I was talking to with the ear infection, maybe look at that earworm. It could be that something off balance causing pressure. We had a flood at our house. Will we have problems with mold? There needs to be some kind of preventative something. So I don't know if that's like going into the walls of like the infected sections, affected sections. Infected. I kept saying infected. I meant to say affected. It feels like there's something that you're going to need to stop the spread of, if that makes sense. So maybe the really damaged areas, looking at replacing something that's maybe in the wall or something so it doesn't spread. It feels like there's potential for something small to become a big problem, but if you stop it when it's a small problem, it won't become a big problem. Will sales of my pottery pick up at the rail yard artisan market? It feels like there's potential for it to slightly pick up, but it also feels like there's something. Ooh, it also feels like there's something that would be better for you. And I just kicked that by accident. It was kind of loud, almost like a way to push yourself out more loudly. Maybe it's getting in a different spot of the market. Maybe it's advertising differently. Maybe it's bringing in like an online presence as well. It feels like as is, it will increase a little, but not where you need it to. There's some kind of action needing to be taken. What do my guides want me to know? Don't jump at the first opportunity or option here because there's a second one that's better. The delay or the redirection is divine protection. Yes, and the temperance came out as I said that. Redirection is divine. There's some kind of delay that's going to feel like it's not working out for you, but it really is allowing for something else to align to work out for you that you're not seeing, that you will see only in retrospect. I heard through the grapevine I may get more responsibilities to my role and may change roles to what I originally applied for. Insight, and will there be a pay increase? Feels like almost like I'm in the if I'm a boss or something, I'm in the process of making a different role available, or I'm in the process of creating a new role because I'm realizing that these couple things aren't covered by this or this role, so I need to create one that's going to cover the things that are left in the middle. So it does feel like there's that opportunity. It doesn't feel like it's there yet, but it feels like it's in the works. Yeah, temperance in the works. Things are being poured from a higher idea into a practical cup. Will you get a pay increase with it? I don't feel like at first. It feels like at first it's more of like try this out, see how it is, and then we can discuss. There may be an opportunity for that, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be right out the gate in terms of the pay increase. Or at least maybe not something as significant as you would like at first. What did I say about Clara to get them thinking? Oh. You made too much sense about something that would be lacking if this wasn't the case. And almost maybe even something like from the outside looking in, it would look bad if we didn't, or from the outside looking in, it would look good if we did this. Something to that effect. Almost like, I'm wondering if you tried to put it in perspective of what other people would think or not think if things did or did not happen. Almost like I'm starting to think about how this looks in a way that I wasn't before, especially when it comes to something that's lacking. So something that would not be able to be the case, not take Clara. And it's like, I want to protect myself from that. I want to protect myself from the guilt about that thought, or like the perception that others would have of me about that thought, if that makes sense. after this one. Does my dad have any messages for myself and mom? She's hearing things in his house. Is it him? We miss him terribly and just want a sign from him. She's hearing things in his house. Look at that. If one card could make noise, it would be that one. That's noise right there. That's, you know, what's interesting about this deck is this lightning bolt looks like an arrow. And then this is like knocking things over. So I do feel like he's trying to make his presence known here. I have no other way to make my presence known. It feels like there's a message that he's trying to get through to her specifically. So this could be next time she hears things to go to a playlist and hit shuffle. I would say the third song is going to be a sign from him or a message from him. Genie in a bottle. I'm a genie in a bottle. Got to rub me the right way. So when I hear something knock over, I have no other choice but to communicate with you in that way. So I produce some kind of noise that you can hear. You, as in the mom, goes to the playlist and goes to the third song, and I'm able to give you the message directly that I wasn't able to give you before. I'm wondering if she might not have a playlist and you might need to make one for her. Oh, that's the child card. He needs you to make the playlist for her so that she can use it. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He doesn't know if she'll be able to do that part of the task. Let me pull some of these. One of these is you and one's your mom. I thought something fell. Oh, I thought something fell and it didn't. That's the noise thing. Or did it? Oh, it did fall. Okay, hold on. It's even more interesting. I am not dead. I kid you not. He just threw that card on the ground to make a noise because it went all the way under my chair. I am not dead. One of these is you and one's your mom. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And I watch over you every day. This one feels to be for your mom. Please forgive me for not being able to be there and for this being as hard on you as it is. And for you, I watch over you every day. She's Got Away by Billy Joel. I'm going to have an MRI for headaches. Are they going to be able to get a diagnosis for me? Almost wondering if you're left kind of unfulfilled with what they give you in terms of diagnosis, almost like they give you like a very generalized diagnosis and you're like, okay, I kind of knew that, but like, what else? The Magician in reverse, a lack of full communication. It feels like you're still going to be left wondering like what more specifically is going on, if that makes sense. The Hermit in reverse. I don't get all the answers I need for what's happening internally. I feel like you're eventually going to go to another specialist or maybe have your MRIs analyzed by a different specialist or something to that effect. It feels like you're not done the journey of figuring it out yet. Initial for my soulmate. Where'd I put that? We have N and the other one is QU. Feeling like this N. Oh, Two of Cups. Soulmate. N and QU are letters that are coming up as significant with the Two of Cups. One more, and then I'm going to go to the other list. Doctors still can't figure out what's wrong with me. I'm sick almost every day. I don't feel I'm being taken seriously. I feel like there is something to uncover or discover, but you might not be in the right place or have the right set of eyes to do that. Yeah, they're not. I want to say like a different type of doctor, but I don't know what that means. Like, not going to find a victory where you're at, needing to go to a different type of doctor. I'm wondering if it's like something that maybe you would have to pay some kind of copay because insurance wouldn't cover fully, but then after, if you figure something out, then they'd reimburse. Feels like something where that would be the situation. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. I have to spend money, but then I get reimbursed. A thinking outside of the box kind of doctor. Almost like they have a different incentive to help you, if that makes sense. Like they could make you into some kind of success story type of thing. Yeah, if the plan works. Thinking outside of the box with the medical providers, it feels like is important there. Let's see if there's anybody I did not get. Does my dad have a message for me? I'm going to do about 5 more and then I have to go check on Gavin. Does my dad have any message for me? The connection that recently or is in the process of falling apart doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friendship, coworker, colleague, something like that. Whatever it is, it's like your guides and your father are seeing something that you are not. So you're being protected by someone else's energy shifting, or from you pulling away your energy. Yeah, Queen of Swords in reverse. It's like you're seeing the good in someone who's not able to see the same good in themselves. So you're being protected from that person impacting you negatively. So if someone kind of falls away from your life, let them in this case. I'm sending you good luck and fortune, and the bond we share is unbreakable and unforgettable. Does my papa have any message for me? So I had those two like that, right? Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. And I heard the breakthrough is coming. And then I flipped this over and it was the truth, Ace of Swords. The truth, I said what I said, message coming out of the clouds, the Empress, 6 of Cups. It feels like the breakthrough that you need for either you and your children or you and your family, the breakthrough is coming. Yeah, you're not going to be walking away unfulfilled this time. Your patience and your hard work has paid off, and you did it all on your own. It's almost like he's showing you that there's, or telling you there's about to be like a I told you so, but like you're not going to say I told you so, but like whoever it was that was doubting you is about to be proven very wrong. And it feels like you're also going to surprise yourself. At any special event, don't worry, I am there with you. As a literal shadow figures is this card. So I'm literally there with you for these special events. If you have a special event coming up, it may be that the breakthrough happens around that time. Of course I will. Happy birthday, Lillian. Let's pull some cards. Happy birthday to Lillian. If they think you're a lot, tell them to go find less. So never dim your light for someone else. Just be fully and authentically yourself. And in order to live and experience the growth that you have been moving through, you must let go of the old. You deserve this. So quite literally, see the butterflies or the birds, allow yourself to be fully yourself and don't dim your light for other people's comfort. Because big things will happen for you. Let me pull one of these. Holy Grail. Inner discovery, finding sacredness, and you are what you seek. This is the image from the Ace of Cups in the tarot. So again, big things meant to unfold. So don't dim yourself. Always shine brightly. And do about 3 more. Can I trust in my husband's commitments? Does he like triggering me? There's some bit of like the issue that you've had with him in the past not being fully resolved, but I'm telling you what you want to hear so that it doesn't become an issue now. Does he like triggering me? Yes. It makes me feel like I'm in control, or it makes me feel like I have the upper hand, or at least I know you still care when I'm triggering you, type of thing. Tower. Yes, I would say yes for that. I'm trying to see if there's anyone I did not get yet. My brother told me September 9th has been sticking out to him when it comes to going into labor. Is he on to something? Is he on to something? Well, this is the card all about independence, and this card has a baby on it. So if you're independent from the baby, that would mean the baby has come out. This is fast movement, though. So September 9th, this is an 8. I would say between the 8th and 9th would be an area of that I'd be paying attention to, like the 8th going into the 9th, or it could mean the 9th going into the 10th, like almost like things unfold very quickly. This is fast movement, but this is independence from the baby. So that would be a different way to say delivery of a baby. The lovers, everything goes well, everything is okay. You're just separating because you're giving birth. I would say that's an area to be looking into as far as timing, but of course that can always change. So don't stick to it like glue, but I feel like that around that time would be significant. How will the medication affect me? Feels like it's going to be affecting your energy levels and or your focus. It may be like my energy is affected, and then once I get back in the swing, I have trouble focusing, or vice versa. Or it could be I'm low energy, so I'm having trouble focusing simultaneously. Is it something that's going to last? It feels like it comes and goes in short bouts. So like maybe like around the time of the month or something, maybe it hits you harder, or like something to that effect. Almost like it's not all the time, but you do have some bursts of low energy from it, or lack of focus from it. But that could also be until you figure out what changes need to be made to make it effective without that. So maybe like something, eating more carbs or something to give yourself the energy that's being depleted, or something to that effect. All right, I'm going to do one more. Let's see if there's anybody I didn't get yet. Okay, last one for today, and I'm going to hop back on. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Either tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure which one, because I have to make up for the time last week. So I still have an hour. I'll probably hop back on for another hour and a half, though. Was I spiritually attacked in my dream the other night? An attempt of someone from the past to put you into a state of fear, to block some kind of information that's trying to come to you, but you need to be in a high vibrational state to have that received, if that makes sense. So like, I don't want you to find out something about me, so I'm sending negative intentions to you to try and put you in a lower energy so you don't find out the thing about me that I don't want you to find out. the High Priestess in reverse, secrets being kept. I'm trying to keep my own secrets by keeping you in a low enough vibration. Almost like if your spirit guides are about to give you a clue of something so that you can perceive something from a different sight of clarity, and someone's like, oh no, I don't want you to see that clearly. Let me try and put you in a state of fear, sabotage. So I would say yes, some wording of that. Yes. Not really like an attack, more like an attempt to lower your vibration and keep you in a state of fear so that you miss out on something that you could receive. Okay, everyone, thank you so much to everyone for being here. Thank you to my mods. Mods, tomorrow is the first day of the next month, so you can send in your free question at any time with your code. I was going to say things. What was I going to say? I should have wrote it down. The mini whispers deck, add a week to if you ordered it, because I had to change the Democrat and Republican card because I can't use the Trump card anymore. The big decks are on the way, or not big, but regular size whispers are on the way. They should be here by the 9th. Everyone should have their replacement cards for the 3 that were misspelled. If you don't, I made a thing on my Stan store where you can request yours if for some reason you didn't get them yet, but they've made it all the way to the UK, so I'm assuming they've made it everywhere else too. I think that's it. Thank you to everyone for being here, and I will talk to you either tomorrow or Friday.